Welcome back, guys. Today I have another build review. This time it's the Meshroom S V2 from Sunny Side Up. The Meshroom V2 is a small form factor case with tons of ventilation. Literally the top and side panels are all mesh. They sent over the all-white V2 with the optional tempered glass. I honestly couldn't resist the urge to go with the tempered glass to show off my build. Coming in just below 15 liters, it fits right between the T1 and the Deepcool CH160. The measurements can accommodate ITX, micro ATX, and full ATX motherboards. It comes with support for up to a 280mm all-in-one liquid cooler with a CPU clearance of 54mm in 4-slot mode and 74mm in 3-slot mode. You can also fit a full ATX power supply up to 170mm in length or 20 less if you choose to go with a front-mounted AIO. Depending on what motherboard and cooling options you choose, you can fit graphics cards up to 332mm in length and 152mm in width, and slightly more if you go with the extra case feet. The case dimensions are 247 by 167 by 362mm. Depending on how you orient the case, these numbers may be swapped around. In the box, you'll get a folded PCI Gen 4 Ryzen cable, extra hardware, and screws and zip ties for cable management. The Meshroom S V2 is made of stamped steel. For this particular model, it's powder coated white. The mesh panels are held in by plastic clips, and they do a great job of holding in the panels, almost too good of a job. I have to use way too much force to remove them, threatening to bend or deform the panels. I really thought I was doing a good job by not bending it, but I started to see small micro bends in the panels. You can try to bend them back, and I've had good luck doing that. It's just something to keep an eye on. Most of the structure is removable, making the process a bit easier. However, I didn't have to remove anything other than the mesh panels and the front radiator brackets. The tempered glass seems robust. It's also not a huge fingerprint magnet. I'm very impressed with its quality. When planning this video, I got inspired by my previous T1 vertical build with a black and white theme. The specs for this build in 3-slot mode, I went with the RTX 4080 Super Finals Edition, a perfect contrast to the white Meshroom S, measuring 310mm in length, so it's a perfect fit. Rocking my Asus B650EI ITX motherboard, the black PCB and VRM heatsinks are a nice touch. For the memory, I have 64GB of G.Skill Ripjaws S5, clocked in at 6400 mega transfers, a low-profile module with minimum stealthy design. Doing the heavy lifting, the Ryzen 9 7900X, making potentially its last appearance before the Ryzen 9000 launch. A 12-core 24-thread powerhouse cable reaching 5.6 GHz out the box. Keeping it cool is the Cooler Master Atmos 240, a gorgeous all-in-one liquid cooler with ARGB 2, removable acrylic cover, and a swappable pump design. It attaches the 240mm radiator with two Noctua NFA 12 25mm black Chromax fans with white vibration pads, keeping the black and white appearance. The Corsair SF750 80 Plus Platinum, a super silent 750-watt modular power supply that has zero issues powering this build. On the top, I have another fan to exhaust the warm air from the 4080, a 15mm Noctua NFA 1215, held in place by the two 3D printed brackets from the SSUPD download library. Bringing everything together are the stock Corsair braided cables with extensions to help me with cable management. I really prioritize neat cable management over airflow. That's a preference I continue to make, don't judge me. When going into this build, I was somewhat stumped. I thought the case was nice and had tons of options for people when it comes to compatibility. However, I was a bit nervous because the case's design places the PSU and its cables in the forefront of the case. If you go with a tempered glass look, then you will see them all the time. I spent about 4.5 hours cable managing. This includes removing the front I/O panel, which comes with a super bulky cable that rains down, infringing on the radiator and the front fans. This isn't really a problem for me, as I typically don't use the front panel for connections. My case came with stock rubber pads for feet. I swapped those out for square routed 3D printed feet in white. The top of the radiator is positioned above the top of the pump to avoid pump noise and a shortened lifespan. I set up the Noctua fan to exhaust, creating negative pressure, which should be fine as there is adequate ventilation from the side, top, and bottom panel. The 15mm slim Noctua is exhausting the warm air from the motherboard via RAMs and GPU, making it easy for the warm air to evacuate the case. Temps are pretty good. At idle, the GPU was hovering around the 31 degrees Celsius mark. I believe this top exhaust fan was contributing to the low idle temperatures. The CPU T-Die idle at 41 Celsius with a CCD average at 31. Running Cinebench R23, temperature slowly rose to 95 degrees Celsius. Running firmware for 1 hour, the average temperature peaked at around 72 degrees with a hot spot of 82. This is a good case. The price is very affordable. It comes in many colors like charcoal black, snow white, and fossil gray. Although I'm not a fan of the case's cable management, if you take your time, you can get clean and good results, and plenty of zip ties. I have to commend them on giving us the option to extend onto the case through the accessory storefront. You can order more screws, brackets, and other accessories. You can upgrade to the aluminum feet. You can even pick up several extension accessories like the fan bracket or the extender bracket. If you're interested in picking up the Meshroom S V2, visit SSUPD.co. You can grab this case for around $149 USD, and this includes the Gen 4 Ryzen cable. The tempered glass is an additional $20 fee, however. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell to get notified when I release new content. Thank you, and see you next time.